Good afternoon, good morning and good evening Reading fans everywhere here on the Tireless Den YouTube channel. It's myself, Marc with you today, just going through another one of our playoff memories, and they're not so good, are they? But we'll keep on going back through, learning what we can, what went right, what went wrong, and what can we learn for this year's playoffs as Reading face Fulham in the semi-final in a couple of weeks, of course. So let's start with what went wrong then. Absolutely everything. Pretty much as you can think of in that first half against Swansea in the final of the 2010-2011 playoffs went wrong. That's it. There was the Scott Sinclair penalty, that went wrong. There was the Andy Griffin attempt to block the second goal, that went wrong. There was the third goal, Scott Dobby's goal, just haunts me to this day. As far as I'm aware, it did not happen. I've not even watched them back. They haunt me so much, and I just try and think of something a little bit more pleasant when I just have to remember that this game happened all those years ago, all those 6 years ago. There are certainly more pleasant things to think about, aren't there? But in reality, we have to realise that certain players didn't play to their potential on that day. Zurab Kizanishvili and Andy Griffin had absolute nightmares. We had a shot cleared off the line early on as well, which really didn't do us any favours, I must say. And the comeback that we had 3-0 down at half time, of course, we did get back to 3-2. Joe Allen with the own goal and Matt Mills scored both from corners. Seemed to be on its way up, but then Jem Karachan, of course, having his shot deflected onto the post before Noel Hunt, his shot on the rebound was blocked off the line, so it just wasn't Reading's day. And to be fair, you look at the Swansea team, where they are now, players like Joe Allen, Nathan Dyer, Angel Rangel, Scott Sinclair, Fabio Barini, Ashley Williams, all players that have mainstayed themselves, or at least made a good attempt of getting in the Premier League and staying there. So really, it just didn't go Reading's way. What went right? Well, of course, there's a semi-final to look at. The semi-final against Cardiff. Cardiff, who had lost the year before against Blackpool in the final. A nightmarish team to come up against. Craig Bellamy, Jay Bothroyd. Everything you thought, again, just like the final, was going against Reading. But Sean Cummings at right midfield in that second leg kept it tight in the first 0-0. Second leg went and won 3-0 in Cardiff, and that's because the pressure was all on the Welsh team that evening. Overwhelming for them. It's Dave Jones in charge. This was their time. Obviously they did go up a couple of years later, but this was a really important moment for them and they couldn't deal with it. Reading, absolutely everything went their way that night and they got the win. So what can we learn? What can Jaap Stam learn? Well, don't get your hopes up is quite an important thing. Even if you are on the verge of making a comeback, don't think that it's going to happen. Otherwise, I just say get that early goal and don't take your foot off the pedal. It's so important for many teams to get in front in playoff finals, and then you have these comebacks and everything. Even Swansea, 3-0 up almost wasn't enough. Just don't take your foot off the pedal, control the game, get the goals in when you can, take your moments, and it's the longest 90 minutes of your life, that playoff final. Make every moment of it count.